Hello, everyone. School is in session. Welcome back for another episode of Rent-Free History. I'm your host, Kemdi Wosu, and today I'm joined by a brand new guest. Please state your name.
Tanisha.
How are you doing today, Tanisha?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's
How about
good.
you?
I'm doing all right. We had a little audio problem earlier, but that's all fixed now. So, yeah. I'm ready to talk about today's topic, which is Y2K. Now, when you think of Y2K, before we, get the actual, definition going to the actual history, what comes to mind?
Y2K to me, I'm a 2003 baby, so a lot of it I don't remember, but just I think over the pandemic I just got super nostalgic of the early 2000s, and I just love the media and the culture because I feel like it was so vibrant compared to what it is now. I don't know. I think it's so bleak, post pandemic especially. It's just so monotone. But to me, Y2K was just very vibrant, colorful. The media was popping, really.
Yeah. I think of specifically the years 99 and 2000. I think the end of the millennium. I think the world coming to an end because people thought the computers weren't going to work properly. I think specifically I think of the song Backstreet's Back. Everybody, everybody. Yeah, that one. I don't know why. Just feel like that perfectly encapsulates just decade's over. We're going to throw this big party. It's going to be great. Who cares what happens afterwards? Because the computers will all be broken and we'll be in the apocalypse. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It's just I was watching this movie. It's called 20th Century Girl, and it's this Korean like movie, but they address it how the two main characters were texting each other or emailing or something like that, but they were talking about how the world is gonna end and they had a little celebration. And I just think about that all the time. I'm just what a wonderful way to end it all.
Yeah. I saw this movie one time. I think it's called Searching or Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Mm-hmm.
It has the guy who plays Michael Scott in The Office, Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And Keira Knightley, and it's just two awkward people. The world is going to end in this movie.
Okay.
And it's just them kind of getting to know each other and just they're kind of loners, so it's nice to just have someone in those last moments. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. But on the actual topic of Y2K, now Y2K, commonly known as the Y2K problem, Y2K scare, the Millennium bug or Y2K bug, also known as Y2K glitch, Y2K error, or simply known as Y2K, refers to computer errors relating to the formatting and storage of calendar data. Because many programs had 4-digit years with only the final 2 digits kind of changing. And many thought that they built these computers in the 1900s during the 20th century. They thought, what are the computers going to do? They've never had to reach a year 2000 before. And what if they just reset? What if time resets? What if the world ends,
Right. Yeah. Since I'm a computer science student, I just think that it's just such a crazy problem to have that you just don't account for. And especially in the birth of the internet and the technological advancements, especially in, early 2000s, there was so many new technology and so many products coming out, especially digital products, a lot of social media sites. And it's just no one ever thinks about certain problems like that because they just don't account for time being, and everyone fearing for their life because they, everyone was so into whatever digital, environment that they're in. They were really scared for this. But I know you mentioned earlier when we were speaking how people were shocked like to have telephones before, but now it's like in everyone's pockets. Like some people have two phones, you know, one for work and one for, you know, school or like whatever. But yeah, it's just like the change between the two, you know.
It is crazy to think about, like, I don't even know how you would explain it to someone who's not from like the past 100 years. Yeah. So we have like this little box and we're able to transmit like a bunch of signals to basically show images, which also is pretty crazy that we're able to take pictures, just like basically transmit something that we see in front of us like every day and have like, you know, an actual memory of that.
Right. And it goes even further than that because like these microchips that are in like computers, they're advancing at like I can't remember, there's a certain law, I think it might be called Moore's law or something, but we're advancing these like chips so fast. It's like the rate is like almost exponential, but every year it's just getting smaller and faster each time. So like I can't even imagine like 20 years down the line it's just going to be like invisible at this point. But also like microchips, they're literally crystals. Like they're a rock powered by rocks. Like I don't know how we are able to take that and then have like a phone where we can take pictures and like record videos or like talk to someone across the world. Such a crazy concept to me. Yeah.
It's honestly pretty crazy. But you know what is also pretty crazy? The style from this period. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So of course, the style from this period is basically more of like, it's also like a continuation of not only 90s culture, but like 60s space age culture and 70s ultra modernism. Because, you know, 50s you have the Cold War, you know, and the baby boom and everything, all that. And you have like white picket fences and suburbs and all that stuff. And 60s kind of like moving away from that a little bit because you have 60s, you know, what do we have to look forward to? Space, you know? And then 70s is like ultra modernism. So everything's all chrome, futuristic. You have Disneyland, of course, with Tomorrowland.
Right.
And you kind of get similar things to that in the Y2K era. Now you have, for example, in this one article I was looking at, icy blue, silver, white, and black were the colors to have. Present in the metallic eyeshadows and the translucent, shiny materials used for clothing. I mean, you can see this in certain music videos. For example, TLC's No Scrubs video. Great example of that. Or there was this Disney movie. There were 3 Disney movies, actually. It was a series. If you remember Zenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
I do not remember that.
It was like basically, I think it was the 21st or 22nd, 23rd, something like that. But it was basically just this movie about this girl who was friends with Raven Simone. Like that wasn't she wasn't named Raven Simone in the movie, but
of course.
Her friend was Raven Simone. That's why I remember the movies.
Yeah.
And it was just about her being in the future, but I think she went back to the past.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a Back to the Future type movie, if I remember correctly. But it's been a while since I saw any of those. But what did you think of the style, like of that time period? Like a lot of baggy clothing too.
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously it's like coming back kind of right now. So there's a lot of like baggy jeans. I know, like during, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, we had like that mom jean trend.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Like everyone was wearing that. That was coming back. I love like the Juicy Couture like tracksuits. I think that was such a vibe. And I think it was like, I think Y2K fashion was like comfort and like just dressing as wild as you can possibly dress, because you would have like the baggiest like shorts that look like super ridiculous to wear, and then they would have like the smallest kind of top with like a crazy graphic or like a crazy statement on the shirt, and then like really big chunky glasses or like really fun funky necklaces. And I just think like the way people express themselves was just, like I said before, it's just like very vibrant and just like your personality is just out there, which now, like, if you kind of look around, people are starting to dress more like neutral tones, and like, I don't know, it's just kind of more bleak.
I mean, I'm wearing gray and like dark colors right now.
I am also wearing, you know, navy and like gray and black, so I should not be talking, but yeah.
Another important indicator from that period were like just like the media that we have from this period. Of course, we've got music videos. For example, Hype Williams was a very popular director during this time. He had like a lot of bad boy music videos, shiny latex clothing, fisheye lens. He of course did Missy Elliott's The Rain, Black's I Do, of course previously mentioned TLC No Scrubs, and Britney Spears' Oops I Did It Again. Kind of I think another one, I don't know if he did this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did the Spice Girls, I think it's called I Will Be There. No, that's a Jackson 5 song. I can't remember the song, but it's like they're all dressed in spandex for some reason, and they're like fighting for some reason. I don't remember the music video all that well.
Yeah, the music videos were I don't really remember a lot of them, but I just know like a lot of like Michael Jackson like music videos. And what was the one where he was like in gold, like there was like Cleopatra?
Oh, that was actually a recent video.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was for that weird one album that when they like released it after his death, because Michael Jackson has like years. Honestly, he has like probably 20 albums worth of material that he never released because he just like didn't finish it or didn't feel like it was good enough, because he's one of those perfectionist people. And they were like, you know, like 10 years ago, actually, I think it was 10 years ago, they released an album called Escape. That's where Chicago comes from, if you know that song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they like, I think it was called, the song was called Slave to the Rhythm.
Okay.
And it's him like he doesn't move that much because he's, you know, he's deceased. So I think they had like a body double or something like that for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird one. There was also in the 90s he had They Don't Really Care About Us.
Oh yeah.
If you remember that one, that's what I like to call Michael's Puerto Rican phase, because that's what he looked like at the time. It was weird though, because like he was doing a song about like black people, and like he himself did not look black at the time.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing thing. On a little bit of a diatribe here, I was watching this video about like about celebrity plastic surgeries.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy. Like literally, like the video just like he keeps going, and it's like 80s. If he had just stopped like at the 80s, and also his hair hadn't caught on fire from that Coca-Cola commercial, I think he would have been like looked okay-ish. And if he had been comfortable with like vitiligo, because that was also a problem.
Yeah. Well, I heard that because he had that accident, he also like broke his nose somehow, and then he had to like get like reconstructed like surgery for his nose. But then I think he did like do multiple of them. So
Yeah,
that's why it was, you know,
because he burned his scalp. So actually, he like after like 83, he basically just like has a wig on for most of the time, and he just keeps dyeing his skin more and more because he's not happy with what he sees. And then he just keeps getting surgery after surgery and just after surgery. And then mid-90s, his nose finally just collapses because you can only do so many surgeries until it like collapses. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
And this is also like the peak, I guess you could say, of like celebrity culture. Like celebrities aren't as popular as they used to be, or the people that we consider to be celebrities aren't as popular. Like Brad Pitt, that like people do not care about Brad Pitt the way they did in the 90s. That guy was...
I mean, I think it's because of like Angelina Jolie. And,
that was a bad example.
Yeah.
But,
well, even I don't know, like Bradley Cooper maybe.
Bradley Cooper, but if you were to ask a kid like nowadays, who do you know, Bradley Cooper, or who do you know, like Addison Rae? Yeah,
like an influencer is more accessible to these children because no one's really also going out and watching movies like they used to.
Yeah,
it's more like let's just see like on Netflix like what's there. Like no one's really going out to the movies unless it's like super well promoted like kind of thing. Yeah.
You could also say like influencers also kind of evolved from television, because like with MTV you had like the video jockeys, the VJs,
Mhm.
and those were popular for like a long period of time because everyone would trust them for like music videos that they would play. Another thing that like isn't as popular as it used to be, a music video.
Right.
And you had like certain hosts on MTV or just hosts on like TV channels.
Mhm.
And I feel like once TV stopped becoming as popular, those hosts kind of just like moved over to like YouTube and they became
Mhm.
influencers. And like now those people post about their lives all the time. People find that more relatable because those people, even though they are like, as they get more popular, they'll reach that like unattainable status when they first start out.
Mhm.
They seem more like us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think celebrities are just not the way that they used to be. Like, even like in the tabloids, like they would be like constantly, which is like a terrible thing, but like
Yeah.
they were constantly talking about celebrities, and like if you saw like a celebrity like out and about, like you would see their like outfits and people would try to like replicate that. But now it's just like, oh, they're grabbing a cup of coffee, like why are you intruding them, kind of like no one is really like caring for that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
My favorite of those is Adam Sandler. Like,
yeah.
no matter what, the same cargo shorts, the same sweatshirt, just always.
Right. Just, that's Y2K.
Yeah.
That's Y2K fashion,
That was also, I wouldn't even say that's the peak of, I guess Sandler's first peak is Y2K. Because I think he's in his second era right now and he's doing really well.
Right.
Because I feel like he has 3 phases. He has like SNL and then moves on to Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, Wedding Singer stuff movies, which is a great rom-com, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you have like late 2000s, he does like your Chuck and Larry's, and then he moves into like Grown Ups 2, stuff like that. And then third era came with Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah. I was trying to watch that movie the other day. It's so good. I really tried, but I think I was just not in the right headspace to watch it.
It fills you with so much anxiety.
Yeah. See, I love like movies like that. I think another like I'm addicted to Letterbox, but I feel like I saw a review that someone wrote saying that Good Time with like Robert Pattinson was similar to Uncut Gems vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so I watched Good Time, so I have to just watch Uncut Gems. So, yeah.
Another thing about Y2K that we could talk about is the technological advancements from this period,
right?
Because we've already mentioned cell phones, which is like crazy. Like back in the old days, it wasn't just the iPhone or the Samsung. You had Nokia, you had BlackBerry, 2 things that I don't even know if they're still in business. They probably are still in business, but they're not as relevant as they used to be anymore.
Yeah, totally. I remember the BlackBerry. I had this like ethics class and we were discussing it, but the work from home kind of thing, I just think this was also in like 2000s, but companies would give like Blackberries to their employees. So like even when, I think this is more about like tech world kind of thing, but like when you weren't at the office, you would have your work phone, your Blackberry. So they were expecting you to be on that and like be able to, answer like work calls and, texts. So now it's just gone even further, and now you're like working from home. You can have access to everything, from home.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. Also, like early 2000s, like iPhone, first like digital kind of like touchscreen, that was like a monumental thing. I think like a lot of my CS classes, like we talk about like how revolutionary that was,
I remember when they came out, my dad got one. He was the first person in my family to have an iPhone, and now he's the only member of my family that doesn't have an iPhone. He has like a Samsung something, but yeah, I always thought it was crazy. I actually love the design for the original iPhone and like the way it used to like look before like they made everything all flat. I'm like a big fan of skeuomorphism for some reason. I just thought it always looked cooler because it was like imitating like Like for example, like the phone app would like look like it was like made
The
for
phone
phone
app.
calls.
Yeah.
The notes app like looked like an actual notepad, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it looked cooler design wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like they kind of gone on some sort of change because the iPhone's been around for almost 20 years now, coming up on the 20 years. It's, I think 17. Yeah, 17 years now.
Right.
And they've only changed things about
The
11
camera.
years ago to like basically make everything all flat designs.
Right.
And I always thought they could have like implemented something different every now and then.
Yeah.
But
I think that also goes to show, like, since that was such a revolutionary kind of period where now there's a digital touchscreen and then you have your UI that looks like super realistic, like the hyper realism. And then I think around like 2013, 14, maybe 16, I don't know. But all the icons are like flat, but there's some detail within the icons, but I prefer that compared to now, cuz now you're like getting rid of everything.
yeah.
But I like was watching their like every year they have their live kind of
The Mac
demos.
conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was watching one clip of that, and apparently because you have like the headsets now,
Yeah.
they're bringing back like some kind of realism to their like iconography and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But I'm like interested to see what they're gonna do with that. But I just think like the new iPhones are just not it. Like I remember asking people like when I was in middle school, like, oh, what iPhone do you have? And people would be like, iPhone 7 or like.
Yeah.
But now it's like I don't even pay attention to like the number. Like they all look the same to me now. And then I feel like with every iteration they like add something and then they take it out. So like they took out the lightning port and now
Yeah.
they put USB-C. They added the like 3 cameras for all the phones and now they're taking it out apparently and putting 2. So it's like let's have something more different,
Yeah. It also feels like the stuff you just mentioned sounds like something that Steve Jobs would have like done with like one revision instead of like multiple different revisions.
Right. It looks like a drawing board almost. Like all these ideas were probably on the drawing board and they're just like, you know what, we can save this for next year. Like, changing it up. But
That's another like Y2K like kind of like trickle down effect because like 2000s really had a lot of Mac products coming out. You had the iMac in the late 90s. You had the iPod in the 2000s, which is very revolutionary. Like you had like kind of media players like that before, but they were probably too expensive. It didn't work as well.
mm-hmm.
And or you were using like a Walkman probably still around that time. So that was pretty revolutionary. And iPhone comes out in 2007, iPad 2010, and then nothing because Steve Jobs dies.
Right. Oh.
And the lights are off.
The lights are off.
Let's take a little brief detour. And let there be light. We are back. Don't know what that was about, but actually none of you will know what this is because I don't record videos anymore. But the lights went off in the recording studio, and we just had to deal with that. I hope you enjoyed whatever commercial played. In the meantime, anyways, what were we talking about?
We were talking about
iPhone, like Mac products.
Yeah, Mac products.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember like the giant computers. They're so massive, and now it's like all condensed to like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, how can you fit that much technology like in one thing?
It's insane to see, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it, and I feel like if it was explained to me, I still wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I still don't get it, and I get like explained this, but it's just like wild to me.
This has honestly been like a great episode for you so far because you're like a computer science person. So this is
Yeah, I like technology, and I think I like seeing the difference in how like technology has changed, because now like I think our primary like 2000s kind of issue was like getting access to technology.
Yeah.
And now like we have AI that's like creating the technology now.
Yeah.
So it's like wild to see the difference between the two, eras, I would say. But yeah, do you remember the iPod touches with like the metal on the back? And it was like the Percy Jackson like scene where he's like using that to defeat Medusa. Also, spoiler alert. It's been
Spoiler
out.
alert if you haven't seen this 14-year-old movie.
Yeah, but that's what happened. I just think that was so cool, and I think Apple should bring back like metal backs of their phones because that was pretty sick.
As a kid, like I was too stupid to realize that was a product placement, but now as an adult, like as you pointed out, like I completely realized that they wanted you to get an iPod because they're like, oh, well, what if I run into this like oddly specific situation?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna need to have an iPod in case Medusa comes and attacks me.
Right? And it's like multi-purpose. Like if I'm like waiting to defeat monsters, I can listen to music while I'm doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the right playlist to get you hyped up because, you might have to defeat a lot of them.
Right.
So.
I found like my old iPod Touch and it's not mine, but it was my mom's, but in my house, and I like charged it up and it like started working completely fine. And then I was looking through all the songs that were on there, and it was like Lord, like Ribs, and then just like a bunch of like Aerosmith and like other, kind of songs. And I was just listening to it and I was like, there's just something so like deep and like philosophical about this right now. But I love it. I'm like such a geek for like old things.
Yeah, it's nice to like just like look at like what people were like listening to, or like even what you yourself were into. I remember I found one of those letters to yourself you write in like middle school, and I wrote like I think favorite actor Iron Man, or the guy who plays Iron Man, because I didn't know who Robert Downey Jr. was at the time.
Right.
I think it was like favorite TV show was I think Ben 10, just stuff like that, and it was just I don't know where it is anymore. I might have lost it during like one of my moves, but it's just really interesting to like see what like how you thought back then.
Right. I think I saw like my letter to self before. I don't know if I lost it or what happened to it now, but yeah, I feel like seeing what I liked before and now like the difference what I like now is funny to me.
Another good way of like keeping track of that kind of stuff is if you put it in a blog, which is a good segue to our next topic, blogging. That also came about during the Y2K era because you have the rise of the internet, the rise of just like anyone can pretty much get a website. So everyone's making a website and, hey, did you check out my blog? Oh, just check my blog. Oh yeah, my blog. And everyone is blogging. Before we had like one specific social media site where we could all blog, we would make our own websites. Well, not we, because I was, barely cognizant during this time, but other people would, and I would hear about it. And it's interesting how that kind of like comes back in a way, because I think people do have their own websites nowadays, but it's more of like you're in realty, or what's that word, realtor. If you're a realtor, realty isn't a word. If you're a realtor or you're trying to sell yourself basically to other people, it's more or less of just like a place where you like share your thoughts. That's more of like a Twitter thing. But like in terms of early websites that nobody remembers, Friendster was probably like I think that was the earliest one actually. And nobody remembers that anymore.
Yeah, totally. And then like MySpace was a thing. I never used it, but I like heard about it and like saw other people using it. But I think there was a concept where you would write your own like code to like change the colors and like the look of your like page layout or something. But I think that was such a interesting thing because I was on Twitter the other day X now apparently, but there was like a post. I don't know what tweets are called anymore, like
X's
maybe.
You check out my X's the other day?
I don't know, like a post, an X post, but it said that like how this person got into coding because they were changing their layout for MySpace. And that's like, it's like simple things like that kind of like introduce you to like what you're gonna do for your career, because Yeah. For me, I was the same. It was like I made like really small, like really bad games on this website called Scratch. And then now I'm like really excited about like coding and like making my own digital products. But yeah, I think it's so interesting how it's so like small, but now it's like a big part of my life now.
Ooh, I got it. Expose. That's what.
Expose.
Yeah. You see my expose? Yeah, oh yeah, nice expose, man. Give that a retweet. Oh, you can't say that. A re-ex?
Let me re-ex that.
Re-ex that, yeah.
Or like react, but like re-ex.
Re-ex.
Yeah. See, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I think they didn't have an idea in mind for renaming it. They just wanted to rename it just cause.
I think it's just like a power move for Elon
Yeah.
to like, oh, this isn't my thing now.
He didn't even want to buy Twitter in the first place.
Really?
No, he was just like saying it, and then like he didn't like fully have like the money. He had to raise capital to like buy Twitter, and now he's just like frustrated all the time, and I don't think it's doing very well anymore. So yeah,
I think he's just like your average Twitter fan, you know, that he just like needed to have it, kind of. I don't know, like a collector's item, but it's like a huge company. Like,
I mean, when you're rich, you kind of want to get everything, you know?
Right. Speaking of Elon Musk, like Grimes, I don't know what era that was, but like that was not 2000s, but
more 2010s.
2010s,
Yeah.
right? She was everything to me. Like I have like a deep emotional bond with old Grimes.
I didn't listen to any of her music. Would you say she's more like the groups from the early 2000s, like the kind of like My Chemical Romance or Paramore, stuff like that?
I feel like the audience is the same. It's
Okay.
like the emo girlies, you know. But I think she's so like hyper pop. Like I would compare her, I can't even compare her to anyone else, but like Charlie XCX, kind of like really hyper pop, techno, futurism kind of thing. But she's great. Her old stuff was great. And now apparently she's doing like some AI generated music. Like people can generate music for her and then like post it as Grimes, I guess. So I don't know what she's doing now.
That's AI thing sounds like it's gonna get all muddy one day.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main issue is it's not like it's a great tool for like people who are doing like repetitive stuff. Like you can just automate anything, but it's really bad for like artists and like freelance people who are like trying to create something that like inspires people and like wants to do something out of the box, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's just terrible for art. You know?
It isn't perfect though yet. Like AI, you know, it isn't out there making masterpieces. Like I would say,
Right.
I mean, there's some AI art that out there that looks amazing, but like, still a computer. So.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's like, just, it's your reCAPTCHA. You know, like it's just that. You know.
That is really funny though that a computer. If anything, I should have more problems seeing in those like 9 reCAPTCHA images.
Yeah.
Like which one doesn't have a car in it than the computer. A computer should be able to figure that out.
Right, and I'm pretty sure it can. It's just like doing it, like the process of just completing the puzzle is just the feat in itself. You know, but. Yeah, I always thought, you know, how sometimes they ask for like the numbers or like the letters. Some of them are so unreadable.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
There have been like websites that I've lost my password to, and they ask me to do that so they can send the recovery email.
Yeah.
Just so they can send a recovery email, and I'm not able to do it, and then they're like, "You're locked out of your account."
Right.
And that destroyed me when I was like 8, and I got locked out of my Legoland account.
Oh.
I didn't have an email back then, so I didn't even know what I was doing regardless. So, but that was a tough day for me being 8. I mean, it was a good year overall. Obama had just been elected.
Right.
Boom Boom Pow was the biggest song of the year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
2009 Boom Boom Pow was the biggest song of the year.
Yeah.
But going back into music and more specifically emo music, that
Mhm.
culture was like heavily ingrained in the 2000s.
Yes. I think, well, it's coming back now. I mean, like, the listeners cannot see what I'm wearing right now, but I'm wearing a striped gray, like, hoodie and, like, a black jacket, and I'm wearing multiple rings. So I think it goes to show, like, the emo resurgence is, like, coming. And, yeah, I think also, like, with influencers now, there's like a bunch of like emo like influencers coming back. um but at that time it was like the peak, like we're talking like side parts and like the straightened hair and everything, like the thick eyeliner. I loved it, honestly.
It was a very interesting time. I remember that. Like even I was like kind of into it. I of
Yeah.
course I didn't have straightened hair or eyeliner or anything like that, but like
Yeah.
sometimes I'd listen to like Welcome to the Black Parade like
Yeah.
full blast in my room, just like my mama, she told me. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember those times. Like I remember like angst. Well, everyone gets angst because they're like teenagers, unless
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think, but also like I think the people, like, I remember, like, I don't know, like parents would be so scared for like the emo phase. They'd be like, "Oh, we're not doing that. It's scary."
I
Like,
raised you right. You're not going to be a
yeah,
devil worshiper or
yeah,
anything like
yeah.
that.
But like those were the nicest people ever. Like I don't think I've ever had a bad experience with someone who was like super emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing culture wise that we could talk about, we already talked about bowl haircuts, appointment TV.
Oh
You brought
yeah.
this up when we were talking earlier.
Mhm.
That's something that's kind of died out.
Yeah.
Like people
Totally.
used to love, like because TV, there was no streaming service, and you basically had to like watch something when it came out or wait for the rerun,
Mhm.
which might not happen for another week. And if that happens, you missed out,
Right.
you know.
I think it also gave people, at school or like at your workplace or, wherever you are, it gave you like something to like look forward to. Like you would watch the episode with your friend and then you would talk about it like the next day. And that was your like conversation, but like now it's like I guess it's more so like, "Oh, did you see this? It was on Netflix," kind of thing, but there's no excitement leading up to it now. It's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, when I'm free, I'll watch something," No one's like sitting at home. And I think this goes to show like how little time people have nowadays, cuz I feel like the early 2000s, like people just had a lot more time to like spend with their families and like or with their friends and go out and you know just have time to themselves. And now it's just like everyone is like so busy in their own thing because everyone is so connected, right?
Yeah.
um that it's like no one's like really
Connected.
watching. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's really connected at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I would love to spend some time with friends every now and then, but I gotta, scroll through my phone for a
Right.
good like 4 hours
Right.
and not click on anything. Like I don't click on any videos. I
Hmm.
just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, never
Right.
stopping.
It's infinite.
Yeah.
It's like you're just going through the depths of the internet and you never get bored. That's the problem. Like you never need to stop.
Yeah.
And if you do get bored on one platform,
There's another.
there's another one.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
I mean, streaming also was like a big thing because, funny enough, you'll never guess who tried to start the first streaming service. It was an on-demand service. It was Blockbuster.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Okay.
they tried it in the early 2000s. Unfortunately, they partnered with Enron to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
I don't know. They're a company that I think had something to do with fraud. Let me look that up. Actually, what
Okay.
is Enron? Because I've heard of it, but I don't know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Energy company that began to trade extensively in energy derivative markets,
Okay.
leading to one of the largest accounting scandals and bankruptcy in recent history.
Oh,
So that
that's
was not able to
terrible.
work out.
Yeah.
But Netflix came about a couple of years later.
Mm-hmm.
They were already a DVD service. I remember using them when they were a DVD service.
Redbox, right?
Redbox too.
Yes.
What happened to Red? They're still like everywhere. Just no one uses
Oh,
them anymore.
wait, I assumed that Redbox was owned by like Netflix or something.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, really? It was a separate thing.
Yeah, Netflix, like you would get the DVDs through the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
Redbox,
remember
you would just
that.
go to like your local like grocery store, and they would have one there. And then
Yes.
movies that were in theaters like 4 to 6 months ago would finally be available, and you could get them there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember like my dad would, anytime there's like a new movie that came up, he would just like get it and we would get a little CD. It was kind of fun. That was kind of fun, you know?
That's how I watched like the early Marvel movies in like the old days, because I saw the first Iron Man and Iron Man 2 in theaters, but like Captain America, Thor, The Incredible Hulk, I remember seeing all of those on Redbox.
Right.
And it was really cool because it was like, oh, I don't like, I'd like be at home watching these movies. Like it felt like I was like really with the characters because I was at home instead of in the theater. It's like a different thing when you're like at home watching like movies like that.
Right.
And I remember how hyped I was for when Avengers came out and everything like that.
Right. The first Avengers was like amazing. And everyone was so excited about that too. What happened to like dark Marvel, you know? Like the coloring and everything of the movie?
Well, for one, I know the first couple Marvel movies were shot on film. Now they shoot digital, of course.
Okay.
And it just makes more sense to shoot digital nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching this like 2-hour-long video essay like years ago on how they like gave up with color grading and stuff like that. Like it looks terrible nowadays.
Yeah, it does look funky. I can't remember like a specific example of like a bad color grading.
I think if I remember correctly, I think Civil War, you know that scene where they're like running at each other, that like fight scene?
Oh, yeah.
I remember like the video was talking about how that looks terrible.
I think it was like too blue.
I think it was too blue. I think it was also the colors are too saturated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like they doesn't look like realistic enough. Like you compare like, even though I don't like these movies all that much anymore, Lord of the Rings to like something from like nowadays, like any superhero film, it just like Lord of the Rings looks so much better.
Right.
So much time and care put into those movies as opposed to Marvel where it's more like an assembly line thing.
Yeah. And I feel like now it's just like, I just remember watching like She-Hulk because I think that was the last thing I watched from like Marvel. And like She-Hulk was just it, like I feel like the budget was so big and like what we got in comparison was like so low quality. Like
they probably cost a lot to get Megan Thee Stallion for that episode.
Honestly, yeah, to get her on. But yeah, and especially talking about like movies in the 2000s, Avatar was a big thing. Especially my family, like Avatar was the film. Like also my dad bought like a big like TV and he was super excited, so every time he would like have friends over, he would put on Avatar and like to see the colors and like just like the magnificence that film has, you know. But
TVs also changed too.
Yeah.
Because everyone was all about like the big, physically like big as you can TVs.
Right, the box TVs.
Yeah, and now we just get like thin flat screens.
Right. And now people want like TVs that are like pictures. You know, have you seen those? Like they're like picture frames.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not.
So I think there's like this Samsung TV, but you can get a frame that comes, you know, like how there's like the frame for the TV.
Yeah.
They can like customize that frame, and now it like, and you can put like a wallpaper on it, like a digital one, but like it looks like a painting on in your living room.
That's pretty cool.
To hide the TV now.
Oh.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
Things rich people come up with, damn.
I know. Honestly, yeah. But like I feel like everyone used to be like, oh, like they wanted to show that they had a TV in their house, but now everyone's like, oh, I want to hide that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing we can talk about culture-wise, just
Mm.
moving away from Enron, I guess the rise of social media. We already talked about MySpace, of course, and
Right.
then Facebook came as a result of that.
Mm.
YouTube, though, YouTube,
Oh, YouTube.
which
YouTube
is
was
going to hit its
big.
20th anniversary next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big deal. Like, because there were video sharing sites before that, but there was never, like, one consistent one that everyone went to. Like, sometimes people would host videos on their website. Sometimes there'd be different websites that everyone would go to. But this was, like, the first, like, place where everyone's like, okay, let's just all put our videos on here.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's, like, easy for everyone because I guess with, like, the problem with going to different websites is you were only expecting one thing from that website. But YouTube is, like, where you can find, like, all your favorite things, like, in one site, you know?
So, fun fact about YouTube.
Yeah.
It originally was going to be a dating website.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone's profile was supposed to be a profile that you'd click on. And
I see.
basically YouTube has this feature, or had this feature, they don't have it anymore, where you could make a response video to whatever person, and that's basically it. Like, you would respond to that person saying, hey, I really like you, I think blah 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 blah, and they would see that video, and then you guys could, like, respond to each other like that. Like
via comment section, I guess?
No, like, yeah, well, nowadays it'd be comment section, but like, you specifically, like, you could only make, like, video responses to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see how it is. Okay.
That's why the first YouTube video is actually a video of some guy at the zoo. Because you'd be like, oh, hey, I'm at the zoo. This is me. I'm looking at the giraffes.
Yeah.
Go on a date. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's so weird. A lot of these social media websites were dating websites because Facebook was also, or I don't even know if it was dating. It was just, like, more clicking on people, you know, that you deemed was attractive.
Yeah. I think it was called, like, Facebook poking or whatever. Yeah. Actually, fun fact about dating websites, eHarmony, I'm pretty sure, I think that was if it wasn't eHarmony, then whichever one was the first dating website online. So I'm just going to say eHarmony for now, and then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But the founder of eHarmony actually had all of his staff, including his girlfriend at the time, make a profile and, like, try to sign up for the website to see if they'd be compatible with anyone. And his girlfriend actually left him for someone that she met on the site, which sucks, but it does show that your website does work. Yeah.
Would that person be, like, mad? Like, I feel like you could be mad that happened, but then also it's like, oh, like, my thing works, you know? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Did you watch The Social Network?
Part of it. I've seen, like, parts of the movie, but I haven't seen the full thing all the way through.
Okay, because that was based off of Facebook, right? Yeah. But, like, they made the details loosely, you know, like, I don't think they were accurate.
Because I don't think they had the rights to say Facebook. Did they say Facebook in that movie?
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember.
Because if they did, then... Because I don't know if... Because I feel like they wouldn't be able to get the rights to that because, you know, of course they're going to get a cease and desist from, like, Facebook or whatever.
Right.
Because Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want, like, negative depiction of him out there.
Right. I feel like I saw a clip the other day of, like, Mark Zuckerberg doing a little, I don't know if he was just talking at some kind of conference, but it was kind of funny. Like, he can be funny, you know. But he was talking about how the movie was not a real depiction of, like, him, because I know in the movie they made it out to seem that he made, like, a website that would rate girls, and, like, you could, in Harvard or something, you know. And then like, him IRL was, like, saying that, oh no, I was, like, in a happily committed relationship with my girlfriend, which is now my wife at the time, so this was not real. So I was like, who is right now? Like, you know.
I do think there's, like, a in-between. Like, I do know that a lot of biopics, I've learned this more recently, they just kind of fabricate stuff for the, like, events of the story. For example, the I don't know if you saw Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen movie.
I did.
That movie is, like, has so many factual errors. For example, Like at the beginning of the movie when Queen has like another like lead singer,
Right.
they already so that guy was going to leave, but like they had already known Freddie by that point, and
Okay.
like they knew him through the lead singer actually, and
Oh,
they're
I
like, he was
see.
like, hey, I think you should come sing for this band. He's like, okay, I guess.
Okay.
And another thing, Queen doesn't break up like they do in the movie. They never broke up.
Right.
That was a scene made because they needed a dramatic point in the movie.
Right.
So there's actually a great like movie that makes fun of like those kind of movies called Walk Hard, the Drew E. Cox story.
Okay.
It's really funny. I would say check it out if you get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remembers it though, like because it bombed at the box office.
Oh, okay.
Probably because Hollywood doesn't want a movie making fun of like
How they do
movies that they make
movies.
all the
Yeah.
But it's really funny. It has like a lot of like the comedy actors from that era. It stars John C. Reilly, so I would say check that out if you have the chance.
Okay.
Also
Totally.
came in the 2000s, so it's kind of related, but
Right.
you know,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
One last thing I'd like to talk about.
Mhm.
2000s, 90s, 2000s, peak of rom-coms.
Right. Yes.
Because 89, you get what is basically considered the first modern day rom-com with When Harry Met Sally. And then the 90s, you got Pretty Women, Sleepless in Seattle, While You Were Sleeping.
Mhm.
I guess you could call Forrest Gump one, technically.
Mhm.
And then 2000s, you got, but 90s, oh, I almost forgot. I forgot your favorite one, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes, I was just about to say.
2000s, you get How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. You get Matthew McConaughey was in a lot of rom-coms at one point.
Right.
Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Those are the only two I can think of right now. But
yeah, I get it.
My
No.
favorite rom-com came out in 2008. It was a Ryan Reynolds rom-com. He was a pretty underrated rom-com star.
Right.
Waiting, definitely, maybe. He was in a lot of them. Just Friends.
Mhm.
So I'd say we end this show. We both talk about our favorite rom-coms a little bit. I'll have you go first with 10 Things I Hate About You. Great film, by the way.
Yes, I love 10 Things I Hate About You. I think I've watched that movie maybe like, I don't know. I'm kind of scared to say it, but like maybe 10 times. Like probably more than that, honestly, but 10 for sure, I know.
If it's your favorite, yeah, you got it.
I don't know why, but like anytime I'm sad, I like to put it on and like be a little more sadder, which is like I feel like that's what everyone does with like their rom-coms, but
Yeah.
I think it's just such a such a fun movie. Like or also I love their outfits and like the way everyone dresses and like their personalities. It just fits their like personality, like their characters so well. Also I love Heath Ledger. He's just the best.
R.I.P.
I know, R.I.P. He was a versatile actor. Like
He really
did
was.
a lot of cool roles.
I also love that movie because like it kind of reminds me of like those small moments you have in high school where because high school isn't great.
Right.
It's just 4 years of like awkwardness, but like there are those moments you have in between, those like small ones where it's like, oh, this just wasn't all that bad.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie feels like, but for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I liked it a lot, because you have it's like also a lot of the tropes were just there present. It's like he or she hated him, kind of, like enemies to lovers kind of arc, but then he like secretly liked her and they were like friends at one point. And then I also just love seeing like how teenagers acted in the 2000s, because it's so different. Like there's this one scene that I like remember vividly, but there's a party scene, right? So to show lights off.
Oh, we'll take another brief break. The lights have turned off again. And we are back one more time. All right. These lights keep going out. Anyways, the party scene in 10 Things I Hate About You. I love that scene.
Right.
I love the Biggie song that they use in that. Because all I do is whenever I think about that, I think, wow, He'd only been dead for like 2 years at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Just-
that was an iconic moment. Like she's like dancing on the table, having fun, being like this free spirited girl. When the whole movie she's like super angsty and mean and like doesn't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good pivotal moment. But like I was talking about like how leading up to it, the party, they're like throwing the flyers in the stairway and like in the halls, and I just think that's so cool because now everyone just sends like a Snapchat like invite kind of thing, you know? But now or they used to like spend so much effort planning these parties. Yeah.
I also just love the act of like throwing paper.
Mhm.
I thought it was so cool. It was like the last day of my sophomore year. All the seniors just started throwing papers everywhere because they didn't need them anymore.
Uh-huh.
And I remember one security guard got so upset. He was just like, "You guys are gonna come here and pick these up." And he's like, "No, we're not."
Mhm.
And that felt like it felt like a moment out of a movie. Honestly, it was really cool.
Yeah. I think it's such a great concept, but I just hate the idea this like poor janitor is
Yeah.
like having to clean up so much paper. But yeah, I love it. I love cheesy things like that, like super cheesy rom-coms.
Yeah. Another one I really like is before we wrap up here, definitely maybe. It's a Ryan Reynolds rom-com. I don't know if you've seen it before.
I have not.
It's really good. It's like How I Met Your Mother,
Yes.
but it doesn't drag you along for 9 years and then disappoint you at the ending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Has Ryan Reynolds telling the story of how like he met like of course his I think was it Abigail Breslin. That's her. If you remember her from Little Miss Sunshine, if you've seen that.
I recall, yeah.
Okay. Well, she's like the little girl, and he's telling her like, oh, the story of like how I was with like other women, and then I'll eventually like I'll tell you like one of these women will turn out to be your mom, but I'm not going to tell you who.
Mhm.
So he just keeps changing the names basically. It's really good, honestly. Very good ending. And speaking of ending, oh bless you. Speaking of endings, this podcast is now ending.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for being on this podcast. I thought you were a great guest. I thought you did great for your. Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
You did great.
Yeah, I was like super excited for recording. I was like, I've never been in the studio here, and I've never actually filmed a podcast, but
And now you have.
now I have. And can I say?
Oh
Can
yeah.
I promo one thing?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
But I'm the digital content coordinator for Titan Universe. It's a website for CSUF, www.titanuniverse.org. And it has a bunch of shows that we run on Titan TV. And we have other fun stuff on our Instagram as well. It goes by the same name. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you to everyone who's listening. Have a great day.